Hello. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk a little bit here about the Nintendo Direct that happened last week, the first of the year for Nintendo, and actually the first one in like 550 days or something, and Sony's PlayStation State of Play from today, their first of the year, and just kind of my overall thoughts and which one I thought was better. As I'm a big Sony guy, but as well as a big Nintendo guy. I love both companies. Don't really care for Microsoft. I'm going to start with Nintendo's, which was last week. So Nintendo's, I thought, got way too much hate. I don't really understand the hate that Nintendo Direct got. I don't know if it's just simply that because it had been 550 days or whatever since the last full Direct, if because of that, people's expectations were maybe just way too high or something. That's the only thing I can really think of, because I thought it was a pretty good Direct that Nintendo had. And yet a lot of hate. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I know that we didn't get like a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer or Bayonetta or 3 or Metroid Prime updates or anything like that. But the thing is, Nintendo said going in, it was going to be basically covering the first half of the year games. And we actually got some that were covering a little bit past that, as well as some previews of some 2022 games. So in that sense, they kind of gave us a little bit what to expect going forward in 2022. And we already know that we're going to get another Nintendo Direct at some point, or some sort of update or whatever, that will give us a better idea of the second half of the year. And I expect some big announcements at like E3 or so. And so I just thought it was a good Direct because you had a remaster of Skyward Sword, which I thought is a very underrated Zelda game. Never understood the hate for the motion controls. I hate motion controls, but I actually loved them in that game. Had zero issues with the motion controls. My biggest issues with Skyward Sword were the bosses were too repetitive. Garaheen, I think, is the villain. You fight him like 3 times. You fight another villain like 3 times. I'd rather have had some different villains in there. So yeah, you got Skyward Sword remaster. So I thought that was good. It's also the only Zelda 3D game that hasn't been remade in some capacity. So like I said, I thought that was good. Mario Golf, I thought was cool. I kind of feel like they overused Mario in general, like in spin-off type stuff or whatever, with like Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games and, whatnot. But we hadn't had a Mario Golf game since 2003. So it's not like we've had a ton of Mario Golf games. And the speed run, I thought, and that was pretty cool. Speed golf type of thing, adds kind of a twist to golf. So I thought that was good. And then Splatoon 3. I've heard a lot of people say that Splatoon 3 is kind of odd, that I guess people thought that we would see Splatoon just be like a once in a generation type of game. But I don't think it's too soon. I was actually hoping for a Splatoon 3 on the Switch. It was one of the things I wanted to see the most that we had not gotten. And the reason is, even though, yeah, it's on the same console or whatever, you got to remember that that's a 2022 game. If it comes out like in the summertime, by then it'll have been 5 years since Splatoon 2. So it's not exactly like Splatoon 2 only came out a year ago or something. We're becoming Call of Duty with Splatoon. Not at all. So, 5 years or so, I mean, that's pretty good time between the second and the third one. And we don't know exactly what's going to be added to the third one. But from the trailer, even though it's hard to tell exactly what was different or whatever, kind of feel like we're going to have a bigger difference between the second Splatoon and the third one than we did from the first and second one, just because of what they showed, as well as the longer development cycle. So yeah, I thought with getting Splatoon 3 shown, a few other games that were kind of shown for 2022, the Skyward Sword HD remaster and the Mario Golf thing, that it was actually a pretty good Direct. So I don't really understand the hate for that. I'm not sure what people are expecting. I guess, like I said, just Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime, all that stuff, Breath of the Wild 2, but we could still get that later in the year, and we don't know when Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime and all that and Zelda and whatnot are coming out. It could very well be Breath of the Wild 2 maybe be a holiday game, and the other two might not be till 2022 or something. I do kind of feel like those games are due for some sort of update, though. But we could end up getting an update like that or something at E3 or around that time, because Nintendo hasn't exactly been doing E3s per se. the normal way for a while now, since they do more directs. And this year E3 is going to be all digital anyway. But yeah, that's just kind of my thought on the Nintendo one. I thought it was good, better than the PlayStation one. The PlayStation one, I would give a 6 out of 10. Thought it was very hit or miss. There was some good stuff, but there was also some stuff in there I was expecting that we did not see. I thought for sure we would get another Ratchet and Clank gameplay video. I've personally seen enough of Ratchet and Clank, and I love Ratchet and Clank, so I'm sold on it. Don't really need to see more, but I still thought we would see more. And one thing that I heard that was brought up was the fact that Final Fantasy, I'm not sure which number this is, but the Final Fantasy game that was shown comes out June 10th, which is only a day before Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, that means Ratchet and Clank might get delayed again. I'm like, please no, because I'm getting tired of delays, and I'm at the point where I think I'm kind of done with trying to predict when games come out, because I think COVID has thrown more issues into development than maybe people even realize at this point, sort of thing. But yeah, I hope it doesn't, because Ratchet and Clank was supposed to be a launch game. Or launch window game, excuse me, which means mid-April by the latest. Turns out to be mid-June, so we're already about 2 months past that. Kenya, which was shown the state of play, and looks just absolutely fantastic, was supposed to be a launch window game, or was supposed to be a launch game. Then it became a Q1 game. Now it's not till August, so Kenya, in a sense, has already been delayed twice, and you could say 9 months from the original time it was supposed to come out, or about 5 from the second time it was supposed to come out. So Kenya's already been delayed a lot. I don't want to see Ratchet and Clank have the same sort of fate as Kenya. And then you kind of wonder, if it does get delayed, Ratchet and Clank, how far are you talking about? Are you talking about July, August, or what? And then I do expect that Horizon Zero Dawn will be out this holiday, but we'll see. Gran Turismo 7's officially been delayed. God of War hasn't, but I expect it to be. And even before the year started, I kind of expected Gran Turismo and God of War both to be delayed, and that we would get Ratchet and Clank and Horizon. I'm still thinking that, but it's hard to say with things. But going back to the state of play side of things, with Sony, we got the Kenya update, but it's much later than I was expecting, so it's disappointment. But at the same time, at least we officially got a release date, and it looks fantastic. Great music, good combat. Really love the cartoon Pixar art style, if you will. Oddworld, never played them, but the new one I think looks really good. Soulstorm, it's a PlayStation Plus game. I don't really play online, so I don't know how that works for me, because I would rather just simply buy it. I don't know with like PlayStation Plus games how that works in terms of if you want to buy it and you don't have a PlayStation Plus account, because I just have the normal PlayStation account most of the time. A few months ago, I had a PlayStation Plus when I was playing some Ghost of Tsushima, but like I said, I don't really play online, so for me to have a PlayStation Plus account is basically pointless. But yeah, Oddworld looks good. April 6th, that's not too far out. Like I said, Kenya, which was, I thought, the game of the show. And then there's a game called Ash. I'm blanking out on it. In the comments, if you know what I'm talking about, or if you can find it. Because now I'm blanking on it. But there's a game called Ash, independent developer. Looks kind of similar to Pathless, where you're trying to get around, going fast. Only you're more like skating in a sense than straight up running, and you're not shooting targets to get around. But looks interesting. I like the Pathless a lot. Had some cool bosses and stuff. So this Ash game I'm looking forward to somewhat, but I kind of need to see more before I'm completely sold on that game. But anyway, I give it a 6.5 out of, or I give the direct a 6 compared to, or the state of play 6 compared to Sony or Nintendo. Sorry, 7.5. But yeah, that's just kind of my general thoughts. Just wondering what everybody thought in terms of the PlayStation state of play and the Nintendo Direct, and just what you thought in terms of how good it was. Was it disappointed? Did you love it? What did you want to see that wasn't shown, and like both of those things and whatnot, and just overall comments below. But yeah, I mean, in this video, I might do one other one here real quick, a little more on Ratchet and Clank that I meant to do a couple weeks ago when the official release date got announced. So I might do that. As always, thanks for tuning in. Later.